Hello and welcome to Maxim Completum, where we take completing games to a whole new level. Welcome back to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. In the last episode, we got 3 stars on the first 6 cups of 50, 100, and 150cc. This episode, I wanted to do something a little bit different, and instead of having video uploads be focused on each CC, I wanted to go ahead and finish out the entirety of the base game Grand Prix. And so today, we will be finishing up 50, 100, and 150cc. We will be completing Mirror, and we will be completing 200cc. While this means that video uploads will be more spread out, I feel like this will be much more entertaining and will be a lot easier to keep track of the progress that we make. So for example, this video will be focusing on completing the rest of the Grand Prix. The next video will be focusing on the DLC Grand Prix, getting 3 stars on every single cup in every single CC mode. I do apologize if it's not extremely consistent. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to make these types of videos, so do bear with me. Anyway, on to the actual video itself. The first cup we did today, the Shell Cup, went pretty well for the most part. I only had a bit of trouble on Toad's Turnpike after running into a couple of cars due to bad driving, but besides that I played through the cup perfectly and got 3 stars on the first try, giving us 210 coins and unlocking the next car upgrade, the Pipe Frame. Next up is the Banana Cup, which includes one of my favorite courses in the entire game, Royal Raceway. If you recall in the last video, I mentioned that Yoshi's Circuit was one of the best courses in order to coin grind in this game. This is one of the other courses I would consider to be extremely good for it. Lots of drifting with coins on your path, so that way you get to keep max speed while optimizing the number of coins that you get per lap. This map is a blast to play and was one of my favorites on the N64, and I'm very happy that it got the HD remake in this game. That's pretty much all I needed to say for Banana Cup. I played well, got first place, got my 3 stars, and more importantly, I got 240 coins, which unlocked our very next upgrade, which were the Slick Wheels. Next up was the Leaf Cup, which contains one of my least favorite courses in the main game, so I was a little bit nervous going into this one. The course in question was Sherbet Land. Now, I have nothing against this course in particular, but driving on this course, especially trying to go fast and beat the CPU, can be a bit difficult with the ice physics kind of messing you up. Thankfully, I was able to pull ahead of the CPU, get first place, and the rest of the cup went very smoothly. The only other course I wanted to bring up was Yoshi Valley, which is my second favorite course in the entire game, so I had to give it some love and bring some attention to it in the video at least once. But anyway, Yoshi Valley done. We finished up the cup, got 3 stars, got 270 coins, and unlocked the very next upgrade. With this, we now have only 3 cups left for 50, 100, and 150cc. And this cup, the Lightning Cup, has my favorite course in the entire game in it, so I was very much looking forward to playing it. Say what you want about Gumbo Volcano, but you cannot change my mind that this is not only the best track in the game, but probably one of the best tracks in the entire series. The music is fun, the course itself looks very pretty, and it's just an overall blast to play in. Not to mention there is a super sweet shortcut that you could take on 200cc that I don't do in this video, but I do plan to show off at some point. After Gumbo Volcano was Rainbow Road. This course recently has won a place in my heart, due to me winning my first regional Mario Kart tournament on this course 2 weeks ago. A lot of fun to play, with some really cool drifts, and one of the best tracks in the entire series in it. Also, I just want to mention how much I love the city background on the bottom of the map. That wasn't there in the original course, but it adds so much depth and so much more beauty to this course. Anyway, I think you already know how it goes. Lightning Cup completed, got 300 coins, got 3 stars, and unlocked our next upgrade, which was the Tanuki Kart. Honestly, there's not too much to say about this next cup. The only race that I really had any difficulty in was Rainbow Road, but a well-timed green shell throw secured my win at the very end. I did struggle a bunch at the beginning of Ice Ice Outpost, but that was mostly just due to me being a very bad driver and not really much anything else. Thankfully, I was able to pull ahead and get the win on that course, but I will say that between this race and a later race on this course in Mirror Mode, I can safely say that Ice Ice Outpost is one of my least favorite courses in the game now. Nothing much to say about the rest of the cup though. We got our stars, we got our 330 coins unlocking our next upgrade, and we entered into the final cup to round out 50, 100, and 150cc. Honestly, for this being the last cup, it was very anticlimactic. Even on the courses that I'm not a big fan of, I was able to pull away very far and just overall have a very smooth time on it. And with that, we got first place on the Bell Cup and got 3 stars on every single cup for 50, 100, and 150cc. And in the process, we unlocked 360 coins, which gave us not only the credit scene, which I showed a little bit of, which you can see the full thing of on my unlisted playlist, hint hint, but we also get our next upgrade, which were the Leaf Tires. But with 50, 100, and 150cc done, it is time to replay the entire game again, this time on Mirror Mode. Mirror Mode is one of those things where I like the concept of it, but I'm not sure if I like the execution. Or maybe that's just because I'm not good at the execution of it.
Constantly throughout mirror mode, especially in the earlier cups, I found myself accidentally going the wrong way and starting to drift the wrong direction because I'm so used to playing in 150 and 200cc. I think the biggest example could be on Water Park, where I drifted the wrong way at the very beginning of the race, almost resulting in my face pounding against the wall. The rest of the first cup went really well, and we got our first 3-star in mirror mode, and unlocked the paper glider. Now, I'm not going to lie, there isn't really anything too interesting to show with mirror mode. There's only so much fun commentary or witty jokes that I can make across the same courses just backwards. One thing I do want to talk about though is something that I noticed when playing this. Throughout my time in recording mirror mode in 200cc, I started wondering if there was something akin to like a rival system in this game. So, for context, as you guys can see on screen, I usually play as Roy. Roy is my main character in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I've been playing for the last several years that I've been playing the game. I never really paid any attention to what CPU does well and what CPU doesn't do well when I do Versus Mode or Grand Prix until I started doing this recording. And as I was recording, I noticed something kind of interesting. Most of the cups that I play as Roy, the other Koopling, Morton, is always in the top 2 or 3. Now, there are a small handful of cups where he doesn't really appear at all, but the vast majority of cups that I play as Roy, Morton is always in the top 3 doing extremely well. It makes me wonder if there's some sort of a rival system implemented in the game, where if you play as a certain character, a CPU character is specified to be like the rival character for that character. So for example, if you play as Roy, perhaps the rival character is Morton. If you play as Mario, perhaps the rival character is something else. I'm not too sure if that's an actual thing in the game, but it's just something I noticed with just how consistent Morton has been in the top 3 with me playing as Roy. If anyone knows if there's like some sort of a rival system in the game, please let me know, because that's something I noticed and I couldn't find any info about it online when I looked. But anyway, that's pretty much all I needed to say for mirror mode. Like I said, there's only so much fun commentary I could give over driving the courses backwards. Before we move on to 200cc, I do want to quickly just go over the awards that we get for completing each cup and the sense of progression that we got. After you get 420 coins, you unlock the Waddle Wing, which is another paraglider. For reaching 450 coins, you unlock the blue standard tires. For hitting 500 coins, you get the cushion tires. For 550, you get the Badwagon vehicle, which I honestly cannot stand looking at because one of my best friends who constantly streams Mario Kart uses this vehicle, and we always end up beating each other up in the lobbies online. For collecting 600 coins, you get the Landship vehicle. For 650 coins, you get the Jet Bike. For 700 coins, you get the Duke Bike. For 750 coins, you get the Varmint Bike. For 800 coins, you get the Bowser Kite Glider. For 850 coins, you get the Prancer Car. And at the very end of it all, we unlock a new vehicle customization option. And with that, mirror mode is completed. All that's left is 200cc. For beating every cup in 150cc in mirror mode with at least 1 star, we unlock the Gold Standard Car, which is the first of the gold unlockable parts that we get to unlock in this game. And now to 200cc. 200cc is interesting, to say the least. It is probably the CC option that people like the least, other than 50cc, because let's be honest, 50cc is nothing but a slog. But I personally love 200cc. I would consider it to be my favorite CC in the game. I enjoy it to the point where I speedrun 200cc with no items in my spare time. So I like to think that I'm at least pretty decent at 200cc. And I do pretty well in the early cups. But one thing I wasn't really prepared for was the absolute spike in difficulty when it comes to the CPU in 200cc plus the item combinations, because oh boy, I had a really easy time with 150 and mirror. 200cc was the first time I actually struggled in this playthrough, and you're going to see just how bad some of it got. To speed up the process even more, I'll quickly summarize the cups where nothing really happened. I got first place, I pulled ahead in most of them, got 3 stars first try, and unlocked a bunch of stuff which I will quickly show off. For 900 coins, you unlock the Hot Monster Wheels. And that is it, because Flower Cup is where things started going very, very wrong. The cup itself went pretty fine. First 3 races I pulled ahead, had no trouble at all, I almost lapped a couple of the CPU, and did really well throughout the entire thing. However, on the final track, Shy Guy Falls, everything changed. The race started alright. I got hit pretty much right off the bat, which wasn't that fun, but I still managed to pull ahead decently far. Going into the final lap, I had a decently comfortable lead, until right at the finish line when a blue shell began coming toward me. I had no protection and I was really trying to find something, but unfortunately it just didn't work out. I got comboed by a blue shell, followed by a red shell, got passed by the CPU, and had to quit out. Throughout this entire playthrough, I have not lost a single race, which is good because the requirements to get 3 stars is to win every single race in a cup. I had gone through 150cc without losing a single race. I had gone through mirror mode without losing a single race. I had gone through the first cup of 200cc without losing a single race. But it was right here, at the very end of the flower cup, that I lost my first race, and I had to restart from the very beginning. It wasn't too much of a time loss. It lost me maybe 10 minutes overall, and my second try at the race I pulled very far ahead and had absolutely no trouble at all. But I won't lie, it did sting a little bit to lose out on that perfect run that I wanted. But I was bound to get a loss eventually, so it's probably best to rip off the band-aid now that I'm 200cc. Got 3 stars on the cup and we get to move on to the star cup. Also, even though I had to restart the flower cup, the coins I earned still stayed, so I ended up getting 950 coins, which unlocked the Mr. Scooty motorcycle. After finally completing the flower cup on 200cc, we have earned a total of 1000 coins and unlocked the sports bike. The next several cups went pretty well. I didn't struggle too much, I got first place in all of them. It seemed like it was just that one race in flower cup that I had any trouble on. I almost lost on Neighbor Road, but let's not talk about that. I got 1050 coins which unlocked the wood tires, pulled off the really fun shortcut in Mute City, got 1100 coins which gave us the Bone Rattler vehicle, and entered into the Crossing Cup. Which if you recall in 150cc, I had already expressed that I wasn't a big fan of this cup. Baby Park was extremely chaotic and I wasn't a big fan of the Animal Crossing stage. This time around, I ran into a different problem. Baby Park itself went pretty fine. I actually pulled pretty far ahead and was lapping the CPU players left and right. The second race, Cheeseland, started pretty decently. Got hit a couple times, but it was mostly fine. However, on the final lap, things went wrong. Very wrong. Poor driving, me getting hit off of the edge, me getting comboed by CPUs and items. I had a chance to potentially catch up at the end, but got screwed over by bad item RNG and me falling into the grass, which resulted in my second loss, having to restart the entire cup again. Now, not gonna lie, me losing the flower cup kinda stung, mostly because it was at the very end of the cup. Me losing the crossing cup stung more. Mostly because I had to replay Baby Park all over again and had to re-experience that chaos on 200cc, which was something I really did not want to do. Thankfully though, round 2 went much better, as I was leagues away from anyone else when I crossed the finish line in Cheeseland. The rest of the Grand Prix went okay. I almost lost the last 2 races due to Link being on my tail both times, but I still managed to pull ahead and win. We got 1150 coins which unlocked the Cat Cruiser, which is a car that another one of my best friends use. Once again, not really too much to talk about in terms of these other cups. I played well, pulled pretty far ahead, and got first try on most of them. We collected 1200 coins which gave us the Sports Coupe car, 1250 coins to unlock the Wild Wiggler bike, 1300 coins to unlock the button wheels, almost lapped the CPU in Hyrule Circuit, and entered into the final cup, where I won with no difficulty, getting 3 stars for the final cup and completing the Grand Prix for the base game. And for doing all of that, we have unlocked a brand new character. Oh, and access to the credits as well. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. This is just the first part of our quest to conquer Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. If you would like to watch the unedited gameplay, I have put them all in a public playlist which I will link in the description below. But that is the end of the Grand Prix for the main game. We now have 3 stars for 50, 100, 150, Mirror, and 200cc. Next time, we will be completing the Grand Prix for the entirety of the DLC. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a blessed day.